What's up, good people? This is my garden. I've been wanting to show anyone, what I've done here because I have to say I'm a little impressed by how much work I did here. And I didn't do it all alone, but I did a lot of it by myself. Before this was here, all there was weeds. And well, part of it was lawn, like probably the furthest foot or two on this side, that was all lawn. And then right here, like where that black thing comes out of the wall right there, there was a random sidewalk that came out and curved and came over. Actually, I think it did a U shape. It came out, curved, and came around like this and connected right here. And I think it even did extend this way also. But anyways, I broke that all up. A lot of it was already broken, so I can't take credit like I'm She-Man or something, but I took out as much of it as I could, and then my dad helped me. Like, I got to the point where I was like, I don't know how to get these big ass slabs out. And my dad came out with his giant, it's not a crowbar, a pry bar. It's like a 10-foot long, really thick steel bar that I guess gives you a lot of leverage to lift up heavy objects. And it also doesn't bend because it's so thick. And anyways, once we got that out, my dad took all the pieces to the dump. And then what? Oh, and then I had all this dirt to break up. And actually, because this was lawn, I had to dig out all that area. Like, I went with the shovel along the entire length and lifted the soil, and I threw, this was uneven. This was at a downward slope right here. There was kind of like a gully. I don't know if that's the right word, but it was like an indent in the soil. And so I threw a lot of dirt from over there all the way over here. And I didn't have any plans to till it because, to be honest, my philosophy is like minimum work, minimum maintenance. Not because I'm lazy, but because I feel like that's what's best for the soil, for the microorganisms and everything. Like, the soil structure can be maintained. But nonetheless, my dad brought out the rototiller, and he and I and my boyfriend Alejandro all took turns tilling this whole area. And there was also a sprinkler there that we didn't know about until we started digging, and my dad had to saw that and put a cap on it. And yeah, and then we got a cubic yard of compost from the landfill. And well, it's on the same property as the landfill. It's Florin Perkins landfill, but right next to it is Florin Perkins Landscape Materials, and they had some organic compost there. So we got a cubic yard. We just put it in the back of his truck, and then he literally had his truck right here. And I wish I got this on video because it was pretty cool. But he had like a fiberglass sheet in the back of his truck. So when he stepped on the gas, so he went forward, and then he backed up real fast and then slammed on the brakes, and all of the stuff slid out like a big old pile. So we had to, that was probably the hardest work of it all, was raking that compost. It's pretty heavy. We had to rake the compost evenly over the entire surface. And then we had to go back and till it again to mix it in. And yeah. And then it just so happened that my dad had a half a bale of straw. I think it's oat straw that was being stored. And so I took that out and spread it all over. And then it was seed planting time, and that took forever because it may not look like that much space, but really so much food can fit here. Like, look at all these radish seedlings. I do have to thin those out, but they can be planted 1 every 2 inches. And same with the corn. The corn, I think, is every 4 inches. You can plant it pretty densely. And same with the beans. So all those are beans. All the ones besides the corn is all along the back, but all these are beans. These ones are pole beans, and these ones are bush beans because they have nothing to climb on. And then of course I got the strawberries, and here's my cotton. It's an heirloom variety of cotton that grows brown, and once that gets a little bit bigger, I'm gonna plant another variety of cotton that's naturally green right here, so that way the 2 varieties don't interbreed when they're flowering. You have to wait a little while. It's called succession planting. And the same with, I'm gonna plant some more corn over in that area, but I have to wait until, no, this is actually probably big enough. It said to wait until these plants are 1 foot tall before I plant the other one. So maybe in a week I'll be able to plant that stuff. And then in front of that corn, I'm gonna plant another variety of beans in front to grow up that. And I do have a bunch of tomatoes, and I have native tobacco and basil and squash. There's my first zucchini squash coming up. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. There's tons of garlic. We planted garlic and onions and cilantro right here, and then there's garlic starting here all the way down. Garlic borders the entire garden. Yeah, it's exciting.